you could say that line again.
Let me do that again.
You were like, heck. Dag nabbit. Such an exciting time for you. Iron Orchard.
The Iron Orchard is a great film. Anytime I can work here or come to a festival here or do anything here, I'm
You're a happy person.
really happy.
What did that look like?
It's a dream. We did most of it out in Big Spring near Midland and in the oil fields.
Legit.
And then we finished the last week here and we were shooting downtown. It's so fun to work here.
The thing about Iron Orchard is y'all were transported back in time. Like, what did it feel like to be on that set?
And on an indie budget, which is so impressive. I remember calling them and saying, are you guys gonna be able to make this movie? I mean, we have cars, clothes, oil rigs. I mean, where do you find oil rigs that can pass for period? Our producers and our director and our whole crew really pulled off something special. I play Dent Paxton, and Dent starts out as a clerk in the oil fields, and he meets Jim McNeely. Jim McNeely's the lead. He's a young man who comes and wants to strike oil and build an empire. But my character, Dent, he starts out as a clerk and he becomes friends with Jim, and they're young and they kind of grow up together. And then when Jim starts his own company and strikes oil much later on, Dent becomes his consigliere, or his, his right-hand man. And Dent is gay, and in the 30s and 40s, I mean, not only was it not an option to come out, but Dent is also working in an extremely masculine environment. In the novel, which I actually want to show you, this is a first edition. I don't even know if you can find them now
Let me see this.
on Amazon. I think our production ran up the price of them because
think
everybody
they
was
did
trying
too.
to buy them on Amazon
Yeah.
while we were doing the movie. But in the book, I think he did love Jim. Part of the reason I think why he stuck by Jim, even through Jim becoming a pretty bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he had any illusions that they would ever be together, but he would really do anything for him. It's completely tragic and kind of a beautiful story. Having source material like this is amazing because there are 60 scenes in here with my character that are not in the movie. So I know my character in a way that the audience that sees the movie never will.
This is a Fort Worth author, and this was written in the 60s, and then you guys are bringing it to life on the big screen. That's exciting.
I remember hearing that at one point Paul Newman wanted to make this, Clint Eastwood wanted to make it. Ty Roberts, the director, had been telling me about this. He came to me maybe 4 years ago and said, I want you to play Dent. I read his script and then I read the book and I was blown away by it. This one came together and I'm so happy it did.
What's it like working in Texas versus LA? I imagine the vibe and the culture is quite different.
It's so different. When I work here, and maybe because this is my home, I always feel relaxed. As soon as my plane lands in LA, I feel like I'm hustling.
Okay, and as soon as your plane lands in
And
Austin,
as soon as
what
I
do you
get
feel
here,
like?
I want a margarita. I had breakfast tacos this morning at Maudie's, got my juice from Juice Land.
It's a way of life here. So your hair is very long since the last time I've seen you.
Yes, it's kind of has a mind of its own. So I never do this, but on this last gig I said, this is really right for the character. He's a southern boy from Georgia named Shep. But I really had to talk to him. I was like, look, it's not gonna look the same every day. Don't even try, just let's do something.
That is this close.
And a phenomenal show that I want to tell people about because
Tell
it's
us.
on Sundance now. And it's about two people who happen to be deaf, and the actors wrote it themselves. They're the two stars.
Neat.
Shoshana Stern and Josh Feldman. And the show is really, really excellent. I was blown away by it. One of the fun things I like about acting is trying to not only on the interior play someone different, but also present someone that looks different.
What would like the ultimate role that you would like to be a part of? Like if you could design anything, what would it look like?
Sid and Nancy, like Sid Vicious, tats and piercings.
Like sleeves.
And then like the really aggressive leather. That would be a lot of fun.
He's jonesing for the leather. Okay, what about ideal role from an acting standpoint?
Most of my life I've looked for soldier roles. I've never really done a great movie or a series about a battle or a war. I've always wanted to play a soldier. So that's something I'm still looking for.
How is life since The Walking Dead?
Great. It's great.
Are you ever surprised by how much fans love The Walking Dead?
Yes. Yeah. It's stunning and amazing. When I first started, I was scared of it because when I did these conventions, I'd never had people come and like want to meet you and take pictures and all that stuff. So it was overwhelming. And now that I have done it and I understand it, it's really special.
What did they ask you? Like, give me an example of a question that was really interesting.
Well, I played a character named Spencer Monroe who was kind of entitled and spoiled. His mother was a senator, and I think he wanted to be a leader after she died. But he didn't make the best decisions. They usually ask me if I liked my character.
And what do you say?
No. It was hard. It was really hard. And now with social media, fans can be pretty nasty. You have to have a thick skin and remember that, you know, you're servicing a larger story.
Right.
And go, you know what, if we don't have characters like Spencer, we can't have great heroes.
You gotta have the contrast.
Yeah, so we gotta have it all. And, you know, I learned a lot from that experience and only take away positive from it.
Good.
They asked about my death a lot.
I'm sure.
Because I had a really, really great death. And so it's kind of a fan favorite. Basically, Jeffrey Dean Morgan ripped open my belly and all these guts.
Your guts spilled out.
All these guts come out, and
Whoa.
everybody wants to know how we did it and the sort of logistics.
I know, and I'm trying to bury that memory. Put the guts back inside. I'm glad you're sitting here. You love Austin,
Yes.
and you are Austin. So we want to know, how does Austin do Austin? So I'm going to give you a few scenarios that
Okay.
are like quintessential Austinites.
Okay.
And you just tell me the first thing that comes
Okay.
to mind, all right? Queso or guacamole?
Queso.
Cowboy boots or flip-flops?
Flip-flops.
Barton Springs or Deep Eddy Pool?
Barton Springs. Only because I spent so much time there as a kid, and I love rocks and fish.
And snakes.
And yeah, and there's eels. There's
haven't
2
seen those
eels.
yet.
They actually are 2 eels, but people hardly ever see them. And there's crawfish. There's crawdads in there.
I've seen those. And salamanders. Save the
I
salamanders.
just love that. Or any of the sea life or
That's
marine life.
That wild ocean in Barton Springs. Mimosa or Bloody Mary?
Bloody.
Formula One or Eeyore's birthday party?
Eeyore all the way.
Skinny jeans or flare jeans?
Oh.
What are we working with here?
Well, now
You're an actor.
now I'm in the middle. I'm gonna go with flared because I'm more old school.
All right, would you watch the bats or play with a dog at a dog park?
Bats. Love the bats. You don't like bats?
I do, but not in a million years. It's
part of our identity.
Do you call it Town Lake or Ladybird Lake?
Town Lake.
There you go. That's a local.
Sorry.
Tito's vodka or Deep Eddy vodka?
Oh, I like that question. I gotta go Deep Eddy. It's controversial.
It is controversial. Top Notch Burgers or P. Terry's?
Oh, top notch. We were obsessed with Dazed and Confused.
All right, here is a modern day question. Would you take a pedicab or ride the bird scooter?
Oh, wow. You don't like birds?
Have you seen me? I'm a public safety risk. I'm a hazard to humanity on that thing.
I'm gonna go with a pedicab.
There you go. You're the best. Thanks for hanging
Thank
out with
you,
us.
thank
I'm
you.
so glad we got to spend time together.
so fun.
Go
Thank
see
you.
the Iron Orchard. I can't wait to. Cheers.